When it comes to cast iron cookware, you've probably heard the word seasoning. But what does that really mean? What is seasoning when it comes to cast iron cookware? Well, let me start by telling you what it is not. And it is not seasoning like this. It is not garlic, salt. This is not the right seasoning. This is something else. It has nothing to do with flavor whatsoever. So let me show you firsthand what seasoning is. So cast iron is not actually black. It's really like a dull gray color like this skillet here and this skillet here. The dark black patina you see here is the seasoning. It is a protective barrier that protects your cast iron primarily from rust. Some people think that the seasoning makes your cast iron not stick. It will give some non-stick properties, not as much as people think, but again, the main role of seasoning is to protect your cast iron from rusting. Again, this skillet here has no seasoning on it. This was a restoration that I kind of just put off to the side. All the old seasoning has been stripped off, and you can see how it is rusting. There's no seasoning on it to protect it. Now, the reason this skillet isn't rusting is because this is another restoration. It has been stripped down and it is now oiled up, ready for its first round of seasoning. And that oil that is on the skillet right now is temporarily protecting this skillet from rusting. Now again, this dark black patina is the seasoning. It is a protective barrier. Now, when we put this skillet through a round of seasoning, we put oil all over the skillet, we wipe off the excess, and we put it in the oven, usually for an hour. The oil then reacts with the heat and the iron and goes through a process called polymerization, where essentially we're turning that liquid oil into a solid. A lot of people like to compare it to a plastic-like substance. Now, to give you a visual, let's pretend that the seasoning is this plastic wrap here. If I had my skillet covered in the plastic, if I were to drop soap and water on it, it would not penetrate the skillet. It would only make contact with the plastic wrap or the seasoning. It is well protected from the elements. And the seasoning is chemically bonded to the pan, so you can't just simply scrub it off with a sponge or soap and water. So make sure your cast iron is well seasoned and it will last forever.